Forward. Anybody there?
Yeah, we're here.
All right, thanks so much.
Good
Who is
morning,
that?
Governor. It's Cisco. I'm here.
General Ford, was that you on the line?
Yes, sir. That was me, Aaron Ford.
Okay. We'll get started here in just a second. What is your phone? Just let me know. My watch has 10. Yeah, here on the banner. All right, we're close enough to the time, so we'll get started. State of Nevada Board of Examiners meeting scheduled for today, May 12th, 2026, time being 10 a.m. And we will start with the roll call.
Governor Lombardo,
Here.
Attorney General Ford,
Here.
Secretary Aguilar.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 2, first opportunity for public comment. The first public comment period is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. We will impose a 3-minute time limit. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir.
Do we have any public comment here in Las Vegas? All right, online?
No problem.
Moving on. We'll move on to agenda item number 3, approval of the April 7th, 2026 meeting minutes. Do we have any board member questions or concerns? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
No concerns. Motion to approve. Cisco.
We have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. And we'll move on to agenda item number 4, state vehicle purchases. Ms. Grenemeyer.
Pursuant to NRS 334.010 and SAM 0304, no state vehicle may be purchased without prior written consent of the State Board of Examiners. This request is from the Department of Veteran Services. The department requests approval to purchase one vehicle for a total amount not to exceed $39,015. Are there any questions on this item?
Do you have any questions?
No questions. Motion to approve. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll now move on to agenda item number 5, authorization to contract with a current and/or former state employee. Do any members have any problems if we take them as one item?
I'm here.
Okay, it looks like. All right, we'll read through them. Ms. Grenemeyer.
There are 4 requests under this agenda item pursuant to NRS 353.705, subsection 1. The first request is from the Department of Human Services, Division of Public and Behavioral Health. The department requests to contract with a current employee, Sidoni Naismith, to develop a behavioral health training plan and implementation guidelines aligned with substance abuse and mental health services administration standards through Black Swan Consulting Incorporated. The next request is from the Department of Public Safety Motorcycle Safety Program. The department requests to contract with a current employee, Paula Watkins, to provide motorcycle safety course instruction through a statewide contract with a Marathon Staffing Group. The next request is from the Department of Public Safety Motorcycle Safety Program. The department requests to contract with a current employee, Wiley Lund, to provide motorcycle safety course instruction through a statewide contract with Marathon Staffing Group. And the last request is from the State Public Charter School Authority. The department requests to contract with former employee Jennifer Bauer to provide training and fiscal advisor services through a statewide contract with Marathon Staffing Group. Are there any questions on any of these items?
No questions. Motion to approve 5A, B, C, and D. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
General Ford? Did we lose him?
No, sir, we did not.
General Ford, did you vote on item 5?
We do a majority.
All right, we'll see if we can get recontacted with him. Rosalie, are you able to reach out? But either way, we have a majority vote, so we can move forward. Let's move on to agenda item number 6, request for approval to pay a tort claim pursuant to NRS 41036 for possible action via the Office of the Attorney General. Ms. Grennemeyer.
This request is from the Attorney General's Office pursuant to NRS 41.036. The office submits a tort claim request for claimant Miguel Pare for a settlement amount of $165,000. Are there any questions on this item?
No questions. Motion to approve. Cisco.
Motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Looks like he's disconnected now. All right. We have a majority on that one again. We can revisit on his return. Let's move on to agenda item number 7, request for reimbursement from the statutory contingency account for possible action via the Secretary of State's office.
This request is from the Secretary of State's office pursuant to NRS 293.2504. The office requests approval for an allocation of $66,531 from the statutory contingency account to reimburse counties and cities for the cost of per diem and allowances and travel expenses for attending training related to elections procedures. Are there any questions on this item?
None here.
No questions. Motion to, I'm allowed to motion, right, on this? Okay.
Yeah.
The
Motion
DAG
to,
says yes.
okay. Motion to approve. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Let's move on to agenda item number 8, request for designation of bad debt for possible action.
This request is from the Department of Business and Industry, Division of Industrial Relations, pursuant to NRS 232.605. Subsection 2, the Advisory Council to the Division of Industrial Relations requests that the Board of Examiners designate a total of $3,445,721.43 as bad debts, as they have been determined to be uncollectible. Are there any questions on this item?
Just an informational question. Cisco, oh, I see a representative from the office come forward. Do we have a current RFP to address this issue via vendor?
Victoria Gadian for the record. I'm the administrator of the Division of Industrial Relations. So this bad debt is collected by the controller's office. So there is not a vendor that we have that does this function for our agency.
Huh.
Governor, to answer your
Yeah.
question, I did ask the Controller's Office if they've done an RFP on debt collections. They did one last year, so they currently have a 4-year contract in place right now.
Okay. All right, thank you. And this is a action item, so I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, Cisco?
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. Aye, sorry about it, guys.
So do we need to revisit his vote or can we move on?
I mean, you had a majority vote on
Okay.
the past items, and you had a quorum still, so if you would like to, you can, but you should.
So General Ford, just for information, we had an affirmative majority vote on the previous items.
Yes, sir. I had voted on that. You just couldn't hear me.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 9, approval of proposed leases for possible action.
There are 4 leases under this agenda item for approval by the board. Are there any questions on these items?
No questions here.
No questions. Motion to approve leases 1, 2, 3, and 4, Cisco?
Motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 10, approval of proposed contracts for possible action. Ms. Grinnemeyer.
There are 56 contracts under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these contracts?
Yes, I have a question on contract number 37. It's not necessarily a question, but a status. I understand this contract is addressing our Medicaid fraud issue. Do we have a representative from the Health Authority?
Yes, we do, sir.
Good morning, Governor, Board of Examiners. I'm here to answer any questions that you have on contract number 37. Do you want a status update, Governor? Just want to make sure I understood the question.
Well, is my read of the agenda item, is it to address Medicaid fraud?
Yes, specifically, this is a current contract and amends the contract to further our work with this vendor, PulseLight, and it's specifically for Medicaid provider fraud, which we are struggling, like other states, to keep up with. This new tool, specifically called Torchlight Analytics, allows us to almost in real time catch anomalies in billing and claims, and allows our team to turn off payments now really quickly ahead of time, so we stop money going out the door to these bad actors. So it is something we're very excited about at the Medicaid Inspector General's office on our team, and it also has a great case management tool that we're using for investigations that helps us prepare cases for the Attorney General's Medicaid Control Fraud Unit.
So a question is this already in place, or is it going to be able to be turned on day one, or is there like a lag for data migration?
Board of Examiners, Stacy Weeks for the record. It is on now. We've had it on for about 12 months. This just expands our ability to continue working with this vendor to add on additional benefits for the technology that we're using. Already, we've seen millions in savings to the state and the federal government from this product.
You should have started with that statement. All right, thank you. Are there any questions of Ms. Weeks from board members?
No.
All right, any other questions on any other contracts?
Not for me.
None here. Approval.
Motion to approve contracts 1 through 56.
approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Right. Move on to agenda item number 11, approval of proposed master service agreements for possible action.
There are 33 master service agreements under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these items?
None here. Any questions from any members?
No questions.
All right, I'll make a motion for approval.
Motion to approve master leases 1 through 33. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, let's move on to agenda item number 12, information item, clerk of the Board of Contracts. Are there any questions or concerns? Ms. Grindemeyer, do you have anything to say to those?
There are 126 contracts within the threshold of $10,000 and $99,999 that were approved by the clerk of the board from March 13th, 2026 through April 10th, 2026. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these? I do not have any concerns with any of these contracts.
No questions here.
No questions. Thank you.
None here either.
Thank you. Let's move on to agenda item number 13, information item reports. And we'll take those separately, Ms. Grindemeyer.
The first report is from the Governor's Finance Office Budget Division pursuant to NRS Chapter 353. The division presents a reconciled fund balance report of the following accounts as of April 10th, 2026. Please note the meeting materials include specific amounts while the approximate balances are as follow. Tort claim fund is $1.4 million. Statutory contingency account is $3.4 million. Stale claims account is $2.4 million. Emergency account is $370,000. Disaster relief account is $16.6 million. IFC contingency unrestricted general fund is $48.7 million. IFC contingency unrestricted highway fund is $1.6 million. IFC contingency restricted general fund is $147.9 million. IFC contingency restricted highway fund is $6.9 million. Extradition coordinator budget account 1002 is $880,000. This is informational. Are there any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
None here.
I'll move on to the next item. This item is the Department of Motor Vehicles Complete Streets Program Report pursuant to NRS 482.1825, subsection 2. The department shall certify monthly to the Board of Examiners the amount of the voluntary contributions collected for each county by the department and its agents, and that the money has been distributed as provided in statute. This report covers the period of January 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2026. This item is informational. Are there any questions on this item?
None here.
No questions.
None here.
All right, thank you. We'll close agenda item number 13 and move on to the second opportunity for public comment under item number 14. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir.
Any public comment here in Las Vegas? Online, phone? All right, we'll close our second opportunity for public comment, and I'll make a motion for adjournment. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.